Hello, hello. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. We might start live streaming around this time every Monday. So just a heads up, we will probably be moving it to like 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time instead of like 9 p.m. That seems to work better for me, and it seems to work better for a lot of people in this community. So hello everybody. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. So this does look backwards, but it is an Are You Dreaming hoodie from the merch line. So if you guys want to check out the Dreamy merch that we just released, then you can head over to the LucidMysticsDreamShop.com. The link is also in the description, and you can use the code GETDREAMIN, no space, for 15% off of your order. And this is in the US and outside of the US. So, and if you guys do decide to get something from the Dream Shop, I would love to see it. If you can send me a picture or something, I would love to see you guys rocking the dream gear. So today is just kind of like an update of like where I'm at, where I want to take the channel, and then I also want to connect to you guys as well about kind of where you're at with your practice. So if you guys have any questions about anything that you're experiencing with your dream practice or anything, definitely leave it in the chat. But there's a few different things that we're going to be working on. So number one, there will be a podcast coming out, the Lucidity and Beyond podcast. I have everything set up for it. I am about to start recording, so that's one thing to look forward to. Another one is I'm going to be starting a book soon. Now, I have a couple different ideas for a book, but one of the books I really want your guys' input on. So I wouldn't necessarily say input, but I want you guys to send me, and I'll let you guys know when, but I definitely want you guys to send me some of your like questions that you have about lucid dreaming, because in my book I want to create like a frequently asked questions kind of area where people from the community ask a question and I put it in my book. And of course, like, your name will be credited in the book. I won't be putting like all your information, your first and last name or anything, but it'll be like your first name and then your question. I really am starting to work on bigger projects now, which I'm super excited for. So just know that there's a lot coming. There will be a new podcast. I'm coming out with a new online course. I'm working on a book and then a custom dream journal for you guys. So there's a lot coming, and it's taken me a little bit to brace myself to like start being able to do all of this, but now we're at a place where we can actually start building the community even further from what we've built. There's a few different things that I'm going to be coming out with. So there's those, and then another one that I haven't really announced too publicly, I'm going to be coming out with a monthly kind of thing. It's kind of like YouTube memberships except different. This one is going to be like a monthly subscription to like a private Facebook group where there will be classes in there, there will be live streams, there will be like a member, or not a members only, I guess kind of, but it will be like monthly dream circles where we get on Zoom, we share our dreams, like there will be techniques and meditations and stuff. There's so much coming, but this has all hit me at the same time. Like this past week, I did have to go through a lot of inner child healing. A lot came up, and some of the stuff that I had to heal was about my biofather. I told you guys that I did locate my biofather through DNA, and there was some stuff in that situation that I had to heal and I had to move past. So this past week has been like purging, healing, and I'm finally starting to like get all of my energy back, and I'm just so ready to act on the things that I've been wanting to create for so long, but I haven't been able to. So now it's all happening. I feel like I'm going to be doing everything kind of all at once. So I don't know if it's something in the air or it's what I've worked through, but I'm like so ready to bring even more to you guys. And I also really want to hear back from you guys, like, what you need in your practice. What kind of support do you need in your practice? How can I support you more? Is there something in this community that you would love as like a resource or an outlet or something that maybe isn't offered currently? So please let me know. As you guys know, I do offer online courses. We do have master classes. I offer one-on-one mentorships. We do have a private Facebook group. We have our Telegram chat as well. I'm really trying to create as many resources for you guys as I can, not only so you have the support in your own practice, but you and I can connect on a deeper level too. So I would love to hear about what you guys need in your practice. Maybe a resource that you would love in the community that maybe isn't offered right now, because I just love you guys so much. And as you guys know, this community is like my baby, and YouTube and everything that I've been creating, and I love and care for it so deeply, and I love and care for you so deeply, and I want to make sure that you guys have the resources that you need, because we're about to reach some lucidity like we've never experienced before, and that's why I titled it this way, because I'm getting super back into my dream practice. There's been some distractions in life for like a couple months, and I haven't been able to like fully dial in, but it's happening. I can feel it. I am so pumped, like, oh my god. So that's why I titled it this way, because I know I'm going to experience lucidity like I've never experienced it before, and I'm taking you guys with me. So as you guys know, there's a few different series too that we're coming out with on the channel. There's going to be a Lucid Dreaming Challenge series, which you guys probably already saw. If you haven't, I did release a video like last week on like your first lucid dream challenge. So that's going to be another weekly thing that we're doing. There's so many things, but I would love to hear from you guys. Do you guys want more guided meditations? Do you guys want breath work? Do you want technique videos? Like, do you want a course on something specific? Like, I really am looking for your guys' feedback, because I want to start creating stuff that you guys are looking for that isn't available already. So please let me know. Either in the chat, you could send me an email, a comment, whatever. I definitely just want to hear where you guys are at and maybe what you need in your practice as well. What I really need to know is if I'm getting closer to the rollover signal. I can't tell. Can you tell me your kind of experience, Greg, with how you do it now, what time you practice your technique, any symptoms or sensations that you experience, and maybe I'll be able to help you with that? And Greg, since you're a member, like, we can always do like live classes and stuff for our members only live streams sometime. If you would like some extra content on the actual techniques and rollover signal and stuff, I would be totally happy to do that. Let me see. Brilliant Gamer, thank you so much. I'm so sorry for the delay. That's very sweet. Welcome to the Dream Fam. You are very welcome here. I appreciate you so much. Can't wait to read your book. Bro, I got a few ideas. That's why I'm like trying to brace myself. I'm like, oh my god. Raphael, so good to see you. Oh my gosh. Look at everyone chilling. I'm so excited. Oh yeah, how are you feeling about your dad? I'm feeling okay, Jason, about it. I kind of knew. So for an update, guys, you might have saw my video on finding my biofather from my ancestry DNA. And it seemed super cool for the first week. We were talking. He was like 30 minutes away. He was super excited to come see me. Like, hey, oh my gosh, so excited to see you. Thank you so much for finding me. This is such a blessing. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that I had a daughter. This is so crazy. And we were like talking nonstop for an entire week. And then he leaves Utah and I never hear from him again. So I got ghosted pretty much. But it was kind of, and it might not be like that forever. Maybe he just needs time to process. Maybe he just doesn't want to deal with the situation right now, and that's totally fine. You kind of expect that stuff when you get your DNA tested anyway. And my goal was to find my biofather, to create that closure, let him know that I exist. Hey, I know you exist. I know you exist now. This is great. And that's what I did. And anything outside of that is just a bonus. So I did have to process the situation for sure, Jason, but I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling definitely a lot better about it than I did. So that's kind of the update if you guys have been wondering. There you go. But I'm doing okay. So no worries. Let me see. How can we do reality checks while driving or doing other activities that require both of our hands? So I would definitely take advantage of mental reality checks, Jason. Practicing tracing back your day. That is one of the best things that you can do for a reality check, because you can do it anywhere, right? You don't even need your hands. You can just ask yourself some questions, trace back your day. Okay, I'm in the car. What was I doing before this? What was I doing before that? What was I doing before that? And you kind of trace back your whole day. If you can get in the habit of doing that, then when you're actually dreaming and you do that, you're gonna be like, wait, I was trying to trace back my day, but the last thing I remember was going to sleep. This must be a dream. So I would get in the habit, Jason, of using other things besides physical reality checks. We can still do mental reality checks. When we're driving, we can still look at a billboard, shift our eyes a little bit, and look back to do a reality check. You can even just look at the time in your car, look away, look back, things that you can do safely while driving. But a lot of people think that reality checks are just like checking your hands, counting your fingers, but really there's two different types of reality checks. There's mental reality checks and there's physical reality checks. So make sure that you're asking yourself the questions, and you can just use whatever's in your environment to do a reality check. Even if you're in the car, even if you're at the store, just find a way to double check certain things in your environment to see the glitch in the matrix. For example, when I'm driving, I will literally look at a billboard and look back, look at it, look away, look back. Oh, it's the same. Done. Super easy reality check, right? So there's no specific way that you have to do these things. It's just practicing seeing through illusion and using the critical part of your brain to determine if you're awake or not. But great question. Raphael, perfect. Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Perfect. I try to get up at 2:30 and lay there for about an hour without moving or swallowing anything. So, Greg, do you do that every day? Do you wake up at 2:30 every time and do it the same way each time? I've tried to lucid dream and it's so hard for me. I need more guidance. Brilliant Gamer, I would love to hear about what your specific practices are. Also, since you are new to the community, I did want to let you know that we do have a Facebook group, and we have a Telegram chat as well. Both links are in the description, but if you ever want some quick techniques or something, or you want to ask a question to the community or something, you can post at any time in the Facebook group as well as the Telegram chat. So that's just a nice way to be able to connect to the community, share your experiences, ask questions and stuff. So please feel free to join the group and the Telegram chat if you so feel inclined. But I'd love to help, and I am active in my group as well. So if you ever have any questions, feel free to post them in there if we're not live or something. I think I had a lucid dream. I count my fingers and I knew I was dreaming I had 7 fingers. See, there will always be some little difference, whether it's the amount of fingers you have, the shade of skin on your hands, someone else's hands completely, something will be odd. Hello, Patty, how are you? Thanks, Lewis, I appreciate it. Thanks, Jason. A glitch in the matrix. That's yep. That's exactly how it is. Not every day. Should I stay up really late and try to get to the roller signal that way? I'm sort of stuck. Absolutely not. I would take a break, first of all. I'd take a week break from all techniques besides dream journaling and reality checks. As far as waking up, I would take a break to reset your brain, Greg. And the reason why is because once we start doing a technique consistently, especially at the same times, our brain starts wiring itself to wake up at that time. So we're trying to wake up for REM, for example, but since we're doing that so consistently, the brain is making sure we're out of REM before we wake up so we can wake up for the day. So it's programming our brain in the wrong way. So I would take a break from techniques for a week or something, still write down your dreams, still do reality checks, but I would totally switch up the time. Instead of getting up at 2:30, I would try in the early hours of the morning after you've already gotten all of your sleep. Because again, the first half of the night is deep sleep. So we don't have really good chances to lucid dream at the first half. I did have a lot of success with that when I was first starting out, but now it's for sure early hours of the morning. So I recommend going to bed at least a half an hour early. This helps us get more awareness in our dreams. We have better dream recall. and we have a higher chance of lucidity because we have more awareness because we went to bed earlier. So I would definitely recommend going to bed at least 30 minutes early, try for an hour early, and then try to do a technique after basically a full night's sleep. Wake yourself up an hour or two before you normally get up in the morning. So if you have an 8-hour sleep cycle, wake yourself up after 6 hours of sleep, for example, and then try the technique. I guarantee you'll have more. Usually wake up around 5. What time do you go to bed, Greg? What time do you usually go to bed? That would help me figure that out too. Let me see. I'm starting my YouTube channel soon, and if possible, I'd like some tips about it via email. Yeah, I actually do have a mentorship around YouTube, Raphael. So what I have now for YouTube is I have a YouTube strategy masterclass that's already recorded. I can, if you decide that you want to do the masterclass, just let me know. I also have one-on-one mentorships for YouTube as well, where I can walk you through the entire thing. You and I are a team. I help you set up your YouTube channel. I help you optimize your entire YouTube channel. And there's so much that goes into it with like your thumbnails, the titles, the tags, the hashtags you use SEO, which is search engine optimization, so people can find your videos just like Google. So I do have a really intensive mentorship as well that will help you through the entire process. And even if you just have a YouTube channel and you want me to just look at it, give you my tips of what I would implement, what I would change, that's called the YouTube audit, and I do have that option as well. So YouTube masterclass, YouTube channel audit, and then I do offer one-on-one mentorships too. You can send me an email and I'd love to chat with you about it if you have any questions. I lucid dream all the time, feel quite lucky realizing now that people very much... Yeah, a lot of people will spend like their entire life trying to have them, and then some people have them completely spontaneous. So it's definitely a blessing if you experience them spontaneously. Okay, so let's see. So you get about 9.5 hours of sleep, right, Greg? Like you go to sleep at 7:30 and you wake up at 5? If that's the case, I would wake yourself up after about 6 hours still. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Okay, that's about the same time. So, okay. So if you wake up at 5, let's see. Try 3 o'clock. Try 3 o'clock. For the next time you do a technique, try waking yourself up at 3 and stay up for like maybe 5 minutes, like really, really short, and then just lay back down in whatever way is comfortable, usually a position that you don't normally sleep in. So for me, it's my back. I do a little bit of breath work just to like kind of settle my body in. And then don't even think about doing the technique. That's the trick. A lot of the time when you like really try to focus on getting lucid or getting out of body, that's actually the resistance. So when I'd wake up, I'd be like, you know what? I'm just doing this to chill, to hang out. I'm so happy that I have a comfortable bed, warm blankets, pillows, and I just totally like immerse myself in the comfort, and that completely relaxes my body and helps me release all resistance. And then I actually have spontaneous experiences when I do that. When I let go of the want to have an experience, and I just focus on the gratitude of like feeling so comfortable and being able to have time to lay in my bed and breathe and meditate, so much easier. So much easier. So maybe try waking up at 3, staying up for like 5 minutes, you know, doing a little bit of breath work, just a few deep breaths. That helps me so much. And then not even thinking about trying to lucid dream or something, just like focus on just tuning into the relaxation. And that alone will help carry you way quicker to the rollover signal. Like, really. Oh, you can't sleep, Dorney? Welcome. We're actually going to be streaming around this time every Monday. I feel like it's people are more available around this time, and it's easier for me too as well. So, welcome. I know you were able to come in last time for a sec, right? Good to see you. Do you think reality checks practice is better than using techniques for lucid dreaming? Oh, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. people who just try to use lucid dream techniques, I'm so sorry, but you're wasting your time. Like, really. Really. Because induction techniques aren't guaranteed to work. They're meant to, like, help you boost the chances of you getting lucid, but it's so much easier to focus on mental, like, techniques, like reality checks and stuff, because they're spontaneous, and guess what? You don't have to wake up at all to have a lucid dream. Greg, you wouldn't have to worry about the rollover signal either. Like, of course, these things are still good to, like, practice and to learn, you know, so I totally recommend still meditating and, like, trying techniques and, like, getting over the rollover signal. But to make the practice so much easier, train your brain for lucidity. Train your brain to be the person that consistently gets lucid. That is the easiest way. So, Raphael, you're so right on that. Like, reality checks are totally the easiest way to lucid dream because, number one, it's a mindset. You've created the mindset to allow you to spontaneously lucid dream because you've learned to naturally see through the illusion and naturally be able to ask yourself some questions when something seems odd. If you're just focusing on lucid dream induction techniques, but you're not doing reality checks, totally wasting your time. I would either do techniques and reality checks or just reality checks, because without building that awareness, it's going to be very hard to consistently lucid dream. Even if you do a technique, but you're not used to being critical and being aware and asking yourself if you could be dreaming, even if you do the technique completely right and you do have a chance to get lucid, but you haven't practiced building up the awareness to it, you're not going to get lucid. So, if anything, I'd build up the reality checks and I would focus on that over techniques for sure, 1,000,000%. Techniques are just a bonus. They should just be a cherry on top for, like, when you want to, oh, you know, I have a day off tomorrow. Like, why don't I try to do a lucid dreaming technique tonight or tomorrow? It should be used to help you induce an experience at will, just for convenience purposes. If you have a day off and you really want to have a lucid dream, do a technique that day. But if you want to create a passive practice that allows you to grow your practice without extra work, and it's just creating an initial habit, for sure, practice reality checks and critical thinking, because once you learn that skill, you're primed for it. You've programmed your brain to think that way, and you won't even have to do techniques. Like, I can't even remember the last time I did a lucid dream induction technique. At least a few months ago. At least. It usually just happens spontaneously now because of the awareness you built. Haylee, you said you were going to stream on Twitch, right? I definitely want to get back into Twitch, but as of right now, there's so much I'm trying to build with my YouTube channel that I'm not ready to go back on Twitch. But I will be. I don't know exactly when, but I will be streaming on Twitch again, for sure. That was super, super fun, but I want to make sure that it's not stressful or adding more to my schedule. All of my focus is on my YouTube channel, on my coaching, like on just content creation. And so I really want to make sure that I can stay consistent with that because, like I said, my YouTube and my community and the work I'm already doing is like so precious to me. And I don't want to sacrifice my energy to add in Twitch to what I'm doing, but I will be streaming on Twitch. For sure, I might be doing like painting streams, cooking streams, because I love to cook and I love to bake. Like, I'm cooking all the time. So I want to do some fun stuff on Twitch, but I don't want to overwhelm myself right now. So I'm waiting until I'm like more ahead on my content. I'm getting ahead, but like I want to be like really ahead before I start adding even more in, because I've got my podcast, I've got my book, I've got so much I'm working on that Twitch right now would just like probably put me in a panic attack. Trying to be consistent with that too, especially Twitch, you need to be kind of consistent at least once a week. And I just don't know if I have the time right now, but I will. I promise I will. I'm getting this figured out now so I can like help future Haylee out. So don't worry. Can I ask Greg what seems to be the hurdle with reality checks? Because I know a lot of the time it's just getting it to stick. I totally get it. But I want to see however else I can help with that, because I know we've covered reality checks, but if there's anything specific that you're having a hard time with, please let me know. I love you guys so much. I really just want to help in any way that I can, and your journey is a part of my journey, and I just really do care about how you guys are doing and what you're moving through and what you may be struggling with. So please let me know if there's anything I can help with. Reality checks seem to be my biggest hurdle. Definitely let me know, Greg, in what in particular with reality checks seems to be your biggest hurdle with that. I get it, Raphael. I'm the same way. I am the same way. I have a hard time doing mental checks and reality checks while I'm dreaming. I can remember my dreams very vividly most of the time. So what do you think would be best for me to try? So, Brilliant Gamer, there's a couple things. First of all, I did create a playlist on my YouTube channel for beginners, for lucid dreaming. So for those of you who have been who've been like trying to sift through my videos but are like kind of confused where to go, I did make a beginners playlist for you guys, so you have the information that you need when starting your practice. So Brilliant Gamer, if you have time, you can totally look over my playlist for beginners on my channel. But another thing that I want to just let you know really quick is a lot of people are like, well, how do reality checks work? Like, how does my dreaming self know to check if I'm dreaming if I don't have control? Like, I feel like there's been a little bit of confusion with that. It's like, okay, but how do I get myself to ask if I'm dreaming while I'm dreaming if I don't know that I'm dreaming, right? And how this works is this phrase is really going to help you. We dream how we live. We dream how we live, which means how we are during waking life, that's how our dream self is. So think about humanity as a whole. Like, many of us don't stop and ask ourselves, could I be dreaming right now? What is odd about this situation? People just assume that they're awake, right? Because some people think it's odd to ask yourself if you could be dreaming. It's like, what are you talking about? Of course I'm awake. No, I don't need to check. I just know that I'm awake. That's our mindset, right? That's a lot of people's mindset, which is why they dream with that mindset. If we always assume that we are awake in waking life, our dream self is going to adapt that same habit. Our dream self is going to always assume that they are awake because they learned that habit from us. So see your dreaming self as an extension of you. How you are throughout the day is going to determine what you do in your dreams. So let's say that you never ever question if you could be dreaming, right? You always just assume that you're awake. You may have a dream because of that, where a dog starts talking or a car starts flying in the air, but you're so used to assuming that you're awake that you don't even bother to question it, right? That's because you live with that habit. Now, let's say that you decide to change your habits and you see something odd when you're on a walk and you're like, that's kind of weird. This has never happened before. Could this be a dream? Like, you just start asking yourself this question when something odd happens. Now you've trained yourself to be aware when something out of the ordinary happens. You've trained yourself to look closer. So now, because you are training yourself to look closer in waking life, you're going to create that same habit in your dream. So if you get in the habit of really becoming aware when something odd happens, oh, that person just cut me off in the road. Like, could this be a dream right now? Or, oh, that bird is doing something really, really weird. How do I know that I'm awake right now? Or, oh, that billboard has a spelling mistake on it. Could this be a dream? Like, just becoming aware of these little things is actually priming yourself to notice these things in the future. So that way, next time you dream of something that catches your attention or something odd, you're naturally going to ask, oh, that's weird. Could this be a dream? Because you've built that same habit in waking life. And then as soon as you ask that question to yourself in the dream, it's going to spark consciousness. It's literally going to turn on the prefrontal cortex part of your brain, which is associated with your sense of self and your critical thinking. And as soon as that turns on, you're like, whoa, this is a dream. And that's how we become lucid. We must live in the way that we want to dream. So if you want to be aware, if you want to be conscious, if you want to be receptive to your environment when you're dreaming, then you need to live that same way, and it will happen habitually, naturally, from living that way. So I hope that that helps, but that is like how lucid dreaming works and why most of us don't lucid dream every night, and how we can actually build that habit habitually without extra work. So hope that helps. I wanted to say thank you. I started at 8 years old having a paralyzing fear of sleep paralysis and was so scared to even think about lucid dreaming. Now I full on use sleep paralysis to have crazy lucid dreams. Oh my gosh, on command. Anyone can lucid dream, guys, I promise. Oh my god, I love this so much. Thank you for commenting this. See, guys, we can overcome our fears. We can live the exact way that we want to. We just have to train ourselves how we want to live, which seems kind of silly, right? But if you have a fear, you don't have to hold on to that fear. If something is stopping you from achieving something you want to do, you don't have to let that stop you. Like, a lot of us think that we're stuck with our fears. Sometimes we're born with our fears and we just got to work with them. No, it's a direct call to action. It's a challenge to overcome that, because one of your biggest desires is laying on the other side of your fear. Just right on the other side. So when we have something that causes us to shut down or it creates a lot of fear, it's because it's a direct call to action, that there's something that we've been desiring on the other side, and it's a challenge to prove to ourselves that fear is literally false evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real. That's why when we overcome a fear, we're like, oh, I'm alive. I didn't get hurt. That was crazy. It's because fear is literally false evidence. It's an illusion, and nothing happens on the other side of fear. We're safe. We're okay. But it's our job to accept the challenge when we have something that truly scares us. Don't see it as a fear that you're supposed to cower away from. See it as a call to action that, oh, there must be something that I've been working towards that's on the other side of this, or else it wouldn't be causing such a physical, emotional reaction in my body. So thank you, for saying that, because I think that can help so many people, for sure. When I try to do a reality check, in the back of my mind, I know I'm awake. How do you switch that? By asking yourself questions. That's why. And I had this too. Like, when I would first do reality checks, I was like, but I kind of already know that I'm awake. But how? So what I would do, Greg, is counter that with questions. When your brain says, well, I already know that I'm awake, ask it questions. Okay, how? How do you know that you're awake right now? How can you prove it to yourself? Because a lot of the time we just think that we're awake because we can see and we can touch things and we can feel things and we can move around in our environment. But aren't lucid dreams like that too? That's why we always assume that we're awake when we're dreaming, because it's so real, right? So how could we trust that assumption that we are awake if we get fooled every single night by that assumption? So counter that knowing, it's really a false knowing, with questions. Okay, well, how do you know that you're awake? And then your brain will start to really look at the world closer. Oh, well, and now you're activating your awareness, the critical part of your brain. So counter that knowing, false knowing really, with questions. And your brain will have to figure out how it knows it's awake, and that's a way to trick yourself into doing an actual, thorough, meticulous reality check. Let me see. A concrete check like trying to breathe through your plugged nose will work no matter what if you're dreaming, Greg. That one helps me feel like I thoroughly have checked, even if I think it's absolutely. That one is amazing. For any of you who haven't heard of that one, a really good reality check is, plugging your nose and trying to breathe in. Because obviously if you're awake, you can't breathe, right? Because your physical nose is plugged. Like, you shouldn't be able to breathe. But if you get in the habit of doing that, you're going to start dreaming of doing that. Again, we dream how we live. So you'll start dreaming of trying to breathe through a plugged nose. And it won't work the same if you're dreaming, because your dreaming nose is plugged, right? But your physical body is safe in bed, laying down. So you're going to be able to breathe totally fine, no matter what. So that is a great, great reality check. Thank you, Rory, for mentioning that. Lauren, how are you? Found one of your Lucid videos the other day and it was great. Thanks. Of course, thanks for checking it out. Oh my gosh. Absolutely, Brilliant Gamer. I hope that helps. Awesome. Definitely let me know how that goes or if you have any experiences that you'd like to share. And again, feel free to anyone who's in here, feel free to join the Facebook group. We have a Telegram chat, Discord community for members. We have lots of different, I'm trying to provide like as many resources as I can so you guys always have the support that you need through your practice. And guys, this community is so loving and open. Like, this is seriously the best community, so you are not alone. You are completely supported by your dream family and your practice. That's why I encourage you guys to, you know, join the group or Telegram just to get some support, but also to help keep each other accountable too, because I feel like that's one reason why some of us fall off of our lucid dreaming practice is because we don't have anybody to share our experiences with or help keep us accountable. And that's why I think a community like this is really, really helpful for that. Are those people who can lucid dream without putting any effort have their prefrontal cortex turned on all the time? Great question, Dwarny. And the reason why a lot of people, and you'll notice, and I've noticed this with the people that I've met that like spontaneously lucid dream, they're naturally critical. That's what it is. They're naturally critical. They're logical thinkers. They are deep thinkers. One of my friends was a chemist who can naturally lucid dream. Almost everyone, too, I swear, plays some sort of video games or really likes riddles or like brain kind of games, right? I have one friend that she says that she almost gets sick of lucid dreaming because she lucid dreams every single night. Like, really. And I think it's super cool to look at what she does. She loves video games. One of her favorite video games is Legends of Zelda, which, same, totally get it. But look at the kind of game Legends of Zelda is. It's like kind of like a brain game. It gets you to think. It gets you to solve things, right? So of course she's using her prefrontal cortex more because the prefrontal cortex rules critical thinking. Also, it's been shown that gamers actually can lucid dream easier because, number one, they are using their critical thinking more often, but also they're used to being a different persona and controlling that persona in an alternate reality. So, psychologically, it does help them experience lucid dreams easier. But you'll notice that people who naturally lucid dream, look at the kind of person they are. Usually, they'll either be gamers, they'll be more critical, very logical people, and you can just feel that energy from them. So I've noticed there's a definite theme with the people that can consistently lucid dream, and you are right. It's because their prefrontal cortex is more activated than the average person, for sure. That generally helps so much with reality checks. Oh, good, all over it. Oh my gosh. That makes me happy. That's like the best. If someone told me that about reality checks, it would have helped so much. I had to figure it out all by myself, and it was very confusing. It's like, what works, what doesn't work? There's so much mixed information online. So that's why I tried to provide a place where you guys don't have to guess what works or not. Like, I want you guys to use this channel and this community as like a lucid dreaming hub where you don't have to try to see what's BS and what's not. I wouldn't tell you guys anything that I haven't tried or experimented with myself. Can you try to get the rollover signal in the middle of the day? Absolutely, Greg. I do that all the time. Napping is my favorite time for lucid dreaming. It happens so much easier. I don't even really wake myself up in the middle of the night now. Now it's like, if I'm going to induce it at will, it's usually a day practice. So take a nap. I would take a nap for like 90 minutes or something, wake yourself up, and then go back in. Because after 90 minutes, you're most likely going to be in REM sleep. And if you set your alarm for 90 minutes, then you'll turn it off, you'll know that you're in REM sleep, and then you can just lay back down and do a technique. And you don't have to wait for the rollover signals to happen because you're already in REM sleep. It's already happening to your physical body anyway, so you won't have to wait to get to the right phase. So I would definitely say experiment. Greg, specifically for you, play around heavily with the time that you do your technique. for sure. Like, try it at 3 a.m., like we said, but see if you can do it in the middle of the day, because at this point, that's where most of my experiences come from, at will anyways, is during the day. I find it the easiest at this point. Lucid has opened my mind to things I've already experienced. She is awesome. Warren, I appreciate you so much. I love you guys. Oh my gosh. Naps or doing sleep paralysis meditation in the middle of the day can actually help be more successful since you're more awake. Rory! Girl, you got it. You got it. Exactly. Exactly. We have more awareness during the day because we didn't just wake up and we didn't just come out of deep sleep. So you'll actually have an easier time inducing lucid dreams and out-of-body experiences if you practice during the day after a full night's rest, actually. Haley, when you see a spider or a cockroach, do you try to fight the fear of touching them or cohabiting with them? So I definitely don't kill anything like spiders, or I never see cockroaches here. I don't know if they're here a lot in Utah, but it's mostly like spiders and stuff like that. So I don't really fear spiders or anything like that. I think that I really see like the reflection with me and the spider, which may seem silly to some people, but every living thing has an energy to me, and a lot of the time with spiders, I'll mentally send them a request. Like, you have your space, I have mine, let's just like be able to coexist in this way. I'll do that energetically. If I need to, I'll just get a cup and I'll help them go outside, so I'll never kill anything in the house. It was annoying because even the flies in my house, Chance hated it. Oh my god, I would be going around trying to catch the flies in cups to take them outside. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you don't do that. That's just what I did. So a lot of the time I'll try to like mentally communicate to like a spider or something that's in the house. But a lot of the time I'll just help them out. I'll just help them outside. And I let them know like, we're homies, we're good, you know, I'm just helping you out. But great question. Let me see. Look for your hands if you see your hands clearly without them changing with all of your fingers. Yep, Jeff. Totally. Yep. The amount of times I've been sure I was awake but decided to do a reality check just because and gotten lucid, that kind of humbled me on whether I know if I'm awake. Exactly, Rory, right? And the biggest thing is like listening to that urge when you get the urge to do a reality check. Some people will be like, oh, I just got the reminder to do a reality check mentally, but I just did one. But you must follow through because your brain just reminded you to do a reality check. And if you go against that, then you're like unwiring all of the work that you've done. Like, so even if you just did a reality check, if your brain reminds you to do a reality check, do it. I've had times where I just did a reality check and my brain will be like, do it again, do it again, do it again. And before I would be like, no, I just did one. But my brain is habitually now reminding me to do a reality check without me having to check. So even if you just did 2 reality checks, doesn't matter. Do it again if your brain reminds you. So I love that, Rory, because I've had times too where I'm like, I'm sure I'm awake, but just because I'm going to check anyways, and then it was a dream. So that definitely humbles you, right? Like, for sure. And it gets you to take it seriously when you naturally, mentally, habitually get prompted to do one by yourself. Could daydreaming a lot decrease our awareness and chances of lucidity? It'll probably help you because it's not affecting your awareness or not. You're just moving your awareness. Awareness can never go away, but where our awareness is changes, right? So if you're daydreaming, it's not that you're less aware. You're just more aware of your imagination. Right, Jason? And that can actually help you. You could use during the day to daydream a little bit to help create your dream content. You could use some daydreaming during the day to daydream about your ideal self and what they may be doing right now and where they are. We can actually totally use daydreaming to enhance our life and actually enhance our creativity, our imagination, and to help us lucid dream. So as long as we're not living on autopilot, you know, like completely blacking out throughout the day and living on autopilot, then it won't affect anything. But having some time throughout the day to daydream can actually help increase the frequency in our practice and help make our dreams more interesting, because we can use our imagination to fuel our dream content. Also, as I always do, I'll introduce you all to other channels. Perfect! Thanks, Warren! Okay, so if I try to get rollover signal in the middle of the day, should I be in a certain state of awareness? So you want to be relaxed. That's why I recommend that you should probably take a 90-minute nap during the day and then wake yourself up, because you still want to be relaxed but aware. And so that's the perfect time to try it, is right after a nap. So, and you'd be in REM. So I would go take a nap, set your alarm for 90 minutes. And again, if it takes you a certain amount of time to fall asleep, take that time into account when setting your alarm. After 90 minutes of sleep, then you can wake yourself up, stay up for a couple minutes, stay in the same position if possible, and then just turn off the alarm and then meditate and go into your experience. That will make it a lot easier. So I would probably try to make sure that you just woke up from a nap or something before you try. What's the best time to take a nap? So the cool thing is it could be any time. Like sometimes I take a nap an hour or two after I woke up. Sometimes it's a few hours before bed. I think that it doesn't matter too much of when you take a nap, more so that you just take one, because it's going to be different for everybody depending on when you woke up. You know, if someone woke up at 2 p.m. and I said the best time to take a nap is 3 p.m., but someone else woke up way earlier, it's going to be different as far as our circadian rhythm and our mental clock goes. So I would say after about 2 hours of sleep, of like when you wake up, after 2 hours of waking up from your sleep cycle, you can take a nap at really any point during the day. But if you're using it for lucid dreaming specifically, or out-of-body experiences, I would maybe fall asleep first. Allow yourself to fall asleep first. Then you know that you're kind of in the right state, half awake, half asleep, and then you can do your technique. You're the best for explaining this to everyone. I would be too impatient to go through so much trial and error. I've just been there, so I totally get what it's like. When I first started to learn how to lucid dream, there was no information on how to lucid dream, what to do, there was literally nothing. I didn't even know it was lucid dreaming when I first started. I had to guess. I had to figure it all out myself. So I just want to make it easier for you guys so you don't have to figure it out. Can you talk a little bit about reality shifting? It definitely depends what you mean, because TikTok's version of reality shifting is literally just entering an altered state of consciousness, just like lucid dreaming or an out-of-body experience. If we're talking about real reality shifting, that's quantum jumping, which means literally jumping to the timeline where you're living your most ideal or desired life, and we can shift and merge with that person to shift our actual reality. So that's like a manifestation technique, but TikTok's version of reality shifting isn't exactly reality shifting. It's more just using a technique to enter an altered state of consciousness, like lucidity. And people say, oh, it's not lucid dreaming, TikTok's reality shifting isn't dreaming, but they have to realize that dreaming is a huge spectrum. Even daydreaming is an altered state of consciousness, so it for sure puts you in an altered state of consciousness, right? So that's what I have to say about reality shifting is, are we talking about real reality shifting, like quantum jumping, or TikTok's version of reality shifting, which would pretty much be what I talk about on my channel as far as techniques and how-tos go. Oh, I love that, Warren. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. I'm the same way. No worries, Rory. I love you. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Is the flow state lucidity? I wouldn't say the flow state is necessarily lucidity, but there is lucidity in the flow state, but you're so tuned in that you're completely aware and focused on what you're doing. So I wouldn't say that lucidity equals flow state, but flow state could equal lucidity. Let me see. You're right. You're right, Dwarny. And it's all, we have to basically, like, we have to initiate the questions. It's hard to just see reality like, oh, could this be a dream? Because our brain will be like, no, why are you saying that? We're awake. That's why we have to ask ourselves, how do I know that I'm awake? Why does this confirm that I'm awake? Does that really confirm I'm awake? We have to get ourselves to think. We have to stump ourselves, pretty much. We have to ask ourselves the right questions. Warren, yes, my name is Haylee. Jason, I love you. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was a huge daydreamer in school and sleep. I slept through a lot of high school. Could you make reviews of lucid dreaming, astral projection books, and other related YouTube channels? I totally could. I did do a book review, though. If you saw it, I did give you guys a list of my favorite books, whether it's just my favorite books or lucid dreaming books. So definitely check out that video if you haven't. But I would definitely love to do that. I usually don't talk about other people's YouTube channels, though. And I usually don't, I don't know. It's a very, like, thin line with, like, what I bring into my channel as far as, like, critiquing other people's content and stuff. I usually don't do that too much, but I would love to do, like, book reviews and stuff for that. But I did do, like, my top 10 favorite books, and a lot of those are lucid dreaming books, so I would definitely check out that that video. And then I don't think I'll be able to get to a lot of the sleep paralysis questions today. We talk about that literally so often on my channel, so I totally get it. I could go into a whole rabbit hole. I could probably write like a whole book on sleep paralysis. But for anyone just coming in or wondering about sleep paralysis, please, please, please check out the playlist on my channel. I have a sleep paralysis playlist just for you, what it is, the scientific definition of sleep paralysis, how to induce it, how to stop it, how to not be scared of it, how to use lucid dreaming to turn it into, or how to use sleep paralysis to turn into a lucid dream, how to use sleep paralysis to turn into an out-of-body experience, how to induce it, how, like, what the sensations are. Like, I really did cover as much as I can on sleep paralysis. It's not all in one video, don't worry. But I created a whole playlist of all the videos we've done on sleep paralysis, which covers literally, like, everything. So please, if you guys have any questions about that, I know that's a huge topic, please check out the playlist just so you can get some information while we're not live, or if I don't get to answering your questions. Definitely check out that playlist. For anyone just coming in, we do have so many different playlists on our channel, but the two that I would definitely recommend checking out is the beginners playlist and sleep paralysis. Those are definitely the biggest two, so definitely check that out. Book reviews, please. I would love to. I'm such a reader. I'm always reading, so I would love to review some books and kind of talk about that more with what I'm reading and stuff. Oh, spiritual monk, that's crazy. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. I wanted to come and hang out with you guys. I do want to tell you, I think I already told you, but we will probably be moving the live streams to like 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So like literally it's 6 now for me, but instead of 9 p.m., I feel like that works better for all of us. So expect for me to be streaming at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Mondays. Even all my master classes are at 5 p.m. It's the 5th of every month at 5. Like, it's very easy to remember, so just start to expect me at 5 o'clock. Again, if you guys want to check out some of the dream merch, we just released the merch. You can find some, not samples, previews under most of my videos. That's not the entire merch shop. There's just a few items that you can check out. But you can go to the lucidmysticsdreamshop.com, or the link is in the description, and you can use code GETDREAMIN for 15% off. I'll post it. Get Dreamin' for 50% off, just like that. Get Dreamin', no spaces. Even if you're outside of the US. So that's cool. I love this shop. I literally I keep ordering stuff from it because I'm like so excited and I want to be able to wear this stuff with you guys. So definitely let me know if you guys check it out. And yeah. Let's see. we do have another class on the 5th, of course. That is our dream series, the Dreams of 11-part masterclass series, all about dreaming and how to... It's meant to take you on a whole journey of dreaming and lucid dreaming. We have a masterclass every month on the 5th at 5 p.m. You can sign up for the entire series, the entire 11-part series, or individual classes. But the next one is going to be shadow work in the lucid dream. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this one. So all of the links, except those links are not in the description. So email me if you have any questions about the Dreams of series in particular. Every other link is down below, so you can just check that in the description. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. 𝒔𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒔. I couldn't say your name. I'm sorry. If it isn't Haylee Did has a basket lost. Why do I have to lose all my baskets? Jesus. We need to have you on the channel again, Jax. For those of you, I'm sure most of you are familiar with 𝒔𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒔, but he is one of my best friends. He is just the master astrologer person. He has helped me so much with learning astrology. We've done like galactic poetry on my channel, or was it on your channel? Not sure. We go live together. We do some cool things together, but we'll have to have Jax back on the channel, if you know what I'm saying. Between my music and dreaming, I've made it through the hard times. Warren, we got you. We got you, my friend. Much love to you. Much love to you. Dream fan loves you. Jax, well, let's plan something. You gotta for sure be on my podcast, too. I'm about to launch my podcast. Maybe we can do that in person, too. Because I have, like, the actual area set up for my in-person podcast, so maybe when we hang out we could record a podcast or something together. That'd be fun. People would love that. People would. Oh, I appreciate that. I'm glad. Me and Jax are running some crazy experiments. We'll have to tell you guys more about it. Anyway, we have been doing like this cool energy merging technique where we like share a piece of our energy with each other, and he's been having some of my dreams, and like it's just been crazy. It's been crazy. There's so much. Okay, Jax, we got to talk about that next time on our next live. Like if we can influence other people's dream practices, or if we can have shared dream experiences, all that jazz. We need to talk about that because we've been experimenting with that a lot. But not start with we won't, Jason. Oh my gosh. Duh, Jax. Duh, of course we will. How many days does it take for you to develop a sleep cycle? We always have a sleeping cycle. We always have a sleeping cycle, but it will change. If you're talking about how long it's going to take to adjust your sleeping cycle, it's going to take between 7 to 12 days to get accustomed. But everyone has a sleeping cycle all the time. Just sometimes it's thrown off, sometimes it's not consistent, so it kind of changes per person. But thank you! I wish I could show you guys my background for my podcast. I'm actually using my bedroom for my podcast. I got this super cool spacey comforter. I have lights in there, tapestries, stuffed animals. It's super cozy. I want the podcast to feel like pillow talk, like a comfortable pillow talk. We just woke up from our dreams and we're sharing our dreaming experiences. So I'm so excited for my podcast. And I got all my stuff. It's finally all here. I got my mics. I got everything. So very excited. But I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have the most amazing rest of your day. Remember, we're going to be starting to go live at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Mondays. Scrap the 8 p.m., scrap the 9 p.m. We're going to 5 p.m. because 5 seems to be my magic number for like everything that I do. So we're just going to go with it. So, again, guys, check out the merch. Links in the description, or you can see like little snippets of my merch shop under my videos. Stay tuned for Wednesday for the next video coming out. Subscribe on the other socials. I've been trying to make TikToks for you guys. I have a community Snapchat. I'm just like, I'm getting out there a little more, you know? So if you feel like supporting or joining my Facebook group, joining the Telegram, we got resources for you. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like, I've been definitely building my presence on other platforms that I didn't really think that I was going to use too much. I don't even use Discord too much. That's like a members perk. So we do have a Discord community for members. We have Telegram. We have the Facebook group. We have the community Snapchat. We have TikTok. We have there's other things I'm forgetting, but again, they're in the description. The links are in the description. Jason, I will talk to you about the meme review very shortly. So we could discuss that. But that is coming for sure. Have you tried subliminals for lucid dreaming? I have, and I actually have a lucid dreaming subliminal video coming out for you guys soon. So stay tuned for that. It's like a 12-hour sleep track with subliminals in it. So super excited. Yeah, Dwarney, for non-members, that's why I made sure to have a Telegram community, my private Facebook group where you guys can connect to each other and me as well. And you actually can do voice chats, Dwarney, in Telegram. So if you aren't a part of the Telegram community, definitely do that because I am present in there. I do give you guys updates in there. I see you guys sharing your experiences and asking each other questions. I can send voice chats in there too, which is super nice. So I would definitely recommend, Dwarney, checking out our Telegram group because we can for sure do that in there. Yeah. And we were going to do a movie night actually on Zoom sometime. So I love that you mentioned that because there's so many things that I'm planning to do with my channel. So we're working on it, my friends. Thanks, Skylar. I appreciate you so much. Well, I love you guys so much. I got to get going. There's a few things that I'm working on today. I got to get my work done before 7, so I have 45 minutes to do it. But I love you guys so much. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Again, if you have any questions, check the description for any links. Make sure to join the different platforms if you want to connect to the dream community a little bit more. And if you have any questions on how you and I can work together, I offer online courses, masterclasses, and one-on-one mentorships. Send me an email or message me if you're connected to me on another platform about any questions that you guys have. I love you so much. I can't wait till next Monday. Again, make sure to join at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's going to be the new time for all of the things. So I'm very excited. I love you guys again. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And I'll see you next time. And as always, I'm sending you endless love and endless lucidity. Bye.